These are going to be changes that will actually improve your physical attraction in the shortest amount of time. Let's just go straight into it. So what you want to do is darken your eyebrows. And there's a lot of terrible advice on this topic. It's a classic looks maxing technique, but a lot of people get it wrong. The advice typically is to dye them black, but this is some of the worst advice you could follow through with because it completely depends on your unique hair tone and color. If, for example, your hair is light brown, then dyeing your eyebrows black will look comical, so don't do that. What I suggest members to do is to dye their eyebrows as close as possible to the tone and color of their hair. If you have blonde hair, going for light brown is the best option. The last thing you want with your eyebrows, regardless of what color and tone you have, is to have light eyebrows that are going to make you look more neotenous, more juvenile, and less masculine. It's a very easy way to gain a noticeable amount of appeal instantly. And you only have to maintain every 2 weeks. It's very easy. The next thing you can do is proper shaping and grooming of the eyebrows. When it comes to properly grooming and shaping the eyebrows, there are a lot of things to consider. The first thing is the eyebrow arch. The second thing is the eyebrow tail. The third thing is the thickness of the eyebrow. That's the vertical height, not the density. The general appearance, so whether it looks natural or not. The tidiness, the symmetry, and the eyebrow tilt. So when shaping and grooming the eyebrows, the aim in general is to reduce the appearance of the arch and the tail and make sure you're within the boundary of natural looking so it doesn't look overly worked on or done or shaped, which is going to look unappealing. How you can do this is by subtly flattening the top of the eyebrows and reducing the lower outer region of the eyebrows as well. This is also going to increase the perceived tilt of the eyebrows, which is very important if your eyebrow tilt is anywhere less than 5 degrees. And if the eyebrows are too thick, which is anywhere above 60% of the iris diameter, then I highly suggest reducing that down to anywhere from 56 to 60% of the iris diameter to be within the golden zone. And obviously, if you have a monobrow, then shave the monobrow. I think that goes without saying. The next thing you can do to instantly improve your appeal is increasing the visibility of the eyelashes, both the upper and lower eyelash. You can do this with castor oil to increase the fullness of the eyelashes, and dyeing them the exact same color and tone of the eyebrows is very important. And having this increased visibility is also going to increase the perceived width of your eyes, making them look more sharp, narrow, and increasing the relation between the height and the width of the eyes, which is very important. On a side note, don't ever use Latisse or any other products containing prostaglandins. These products will darken your iris color and also your eyelid color and also reduce your orbital fat. The next thing you can do to instantly improve, if you have too much temple exposure, and too much temple exposure is when the temples are over 94% of the total eye width. This is going to make your eyes look close set. So what you want to do is to reduce this exposure by having hair covering the outer regions of the face slightly with a moderate hair length. If you're interested in seeing a full deep dive video and guide on eye spacing, then let me know down below. The next thing you can do to improve instantly is to fix eyes that look red, dull, not bright or white, and look dry. If your eyes are severely bloodshot and red, you can use eye drops that contain tetrahydrozoline or nafazoline. These are going to help to constrict the blood vessels and temporarily reduce the redness that you see. This is not to be used long term, as you're very likely to get rebound redness and irritation. It's a good first step to removing the majority of the redness. And then what you can do is to maintain that bright white sclera, is to make sure your sleep and wake times are consistent for at least 1 month. That means going to sleep and waking up at the same times every single day within 10 to 20 minutes for at least a month. You want to get over 7 hours of sleep, avoid rubbing your eyes, and reduce your blue light and eye strain significantly. Increase your vitamin A and vitamin C intake, and that's retinol, not beta carotene. You can get that in the phase 1 diet. That's in the facial definition guide. That's free as well below. And also what you can do on top of those bare minimums is to use eye drops, typically known as fake tears, that don't contain any preservatives or vasoconstrictors. These can be used every single day, and they'll ensure that the eyes look and feel hydrated without causing any irritation or dependency on that product. Finishing up with the eye region, if you have any skin issues around the eyes, if you have any milia, which are small white cysts, getting these removed professionally via extraction or laser removal will instantly make you look more attractive. And before you go through with any of that, just make sure you consult with a dermatologist for professional judgment. Hair length is incredibly important. If you don't know the exact hair length that you should have for your hair type, I have a free guide in the video description. You can download it and check out exactly which length you should have for your particular hair type. This is the first thing you can do. And if your hair is too long for your hair type, you should trim it down to the suggested length that I mentioned in the video. Having hair that's too long will likely give you an overly feminine appearance, and if you're on the flatter side when it comes to character and volume, then this excess length is going to weigh down your hair, make it look flat, boring, and tip your balance into an overly feminine appearance. So watch that guide. It's 5 minutes long and it will tell you everything you need to know about the optimal length and style for your hair and your specific hair type. It's incredible how much you can ascend by increasing the volume of your hair and the character of your hair by anywhere from 10 to 20%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but the effect that will have on your appeal is completely game changing. Ideally, you want a subtly unkempt but controlled appearance of the hair. It should be thick, it should lift off the scalp and have good volume. If your hair is flat, lifeless, it has no natural movement or character, it looks thin, has no volume, the hair sticks to the scalp, your head shape is clearly exposed, and your hair struggles to hold the same shape and style when you style it, then you're going to really benefit from this fix. This simple routine that I'm about to tell you will give you a noticeable increase in volume and character. There are 3 steps. The first thing is, instead of using shampoo, you want to use egg yolk. It sounds stupid, but just trust the process. Use egg yolk with lukewarm or tepid water. Afterwards, use a homemade sea salt spray. You don't need to waste any money on products. You can just make it at home. It's very simple. Just use water. You can use distilled water if you want to, free from chlorine and heavy metals that are found in tap water, which can make the hair feel dry and rough. In this sea salt spray, I recommend using a light oil. You can use jojoba oil, you can use argan oil. You can also use castor oil, which is not so much a light oil, but it's good if your hair gets very dry. And then you can either air dry the hair or use the inverted hair drying technique talked about in previous videos. And finally, once the hair is dry or at the wettest, slightly damp, you can use a light mattifying powder, which is going to help to hold the hair and also accentuate any of the character that you've already gained from the 2 previous steps. And these are the only 3 steps you'll ever need to increase the character of your hair. Here's a really good example of what this routine can do for your hair. You can see that this community member's hair has gone from flat, lifeless to noticeably more interesting with character and additional volume. It's a very drastic change for such a simple routine, and a very good rule to follow when it comes to maximizing the character and volume of your hair is to completely avoid combing and brushing. The next thing you can do if you have coarse, rough, straw-like looking hair is to professionally thin the hair, and this is going to increase the softness, the silkiness, and give it more of an airy, soft appearance with a healthy shine and a lighter weight. It doesn't sound like it will do a lot, but trust me, going from coarse and rough looking hair to that softer, lighter weight looking hair is a game changer. Don't try and do this yourself. You'll regret it and it will look stupid. Go to a professional and ask for around 20 to 30% thickness taken off. Of course, you have to have an adequate length already, but now that you have the hair length guide and you know exactly which length you need to do, there shouldn't be any confusion there. The next thing you can do is, if you have a thin upper lip, and that's an upper lip that's anywhere less than 61% of the lower lip, or also below 61% of the philtrum, then what you can do is either use Volufiline twice a day, or you can do a very subtle upper lip filler or PRF injection into the upper lip for an instant improvement. Just make sure this is subtle, and that means not noticeable or not drawing any attention whatsoever away from the face to the lip. If your teeth are stained and anything above A1 or B1, what you want to do is whiten your teeth to A1 or B1 shades without damaging your teeth and also without looking unnatural and overly bleached. You can either book a professional dental whitening session with a dentist, and that dentist will use whitening agents such as hydrogen peroxide, which is a lot stronger than the over-the-counter products that are widely available. Secondly, if you want to reduce the cost of this treatment, you can use take-home whitening kits bought from the dentists themselves, which is recommended, or you can get them from reputable sources online, but I highly recommend sticking with the dentists. And obviously, avoid smoking, limit or completely avoid tea, coffee, and wine. The next thing to fix, if you have a gummy smile, which is a smile which reveals the gum above the top of the teeth when you smile, is to reduce this exposure. You can do this naturally by training your subconscious to avoid excessive expression when smiling. Or if you want instant improvement, you can increase the volume of your upper lip if the upper lip is already thin, or you can get subtle Botox for the LLSAN muscle, and this is going to completely prevent the excessive elevation of the upper lip when you smile. If you found this video useful, then be sure to like it. If you want to see more content like this and improve your physical attraction, then feel free to subscribe. It's completely free, and I'll see you in the next one.